All right. So a few weeks ago during my nutrition class, one of my middle school students had a very uh, poignant question and asked if drinking 2 sodas a day will increase her weight. And through my scope of practice, I feel like I give my students the facts. I don't give any suggestions to them. So, um, what I explained to her was that we need a certain amount of sugar in our diet for energy, but not all sugar is created equal. I always explain that when you're um, that whatever you put into your body is the way your body's going to run. It's like a car. If you put sugar into a car, it's not going to run. Cars require gas. So, uh, with that being said, I explained that there are natural occurring sugars from plants we eat, and other sugar is refined, and that sugar is stripped of all its natural goodness, and it usually comes from sugar cane and other plants. Of course, most sugar that we consume in our diet is not healthy for us. So once we talk about overconsumption of sugar, and it has contributed to the epidemic of obesity and diabetes. The obesity has become a global epidemic. Uh, According to the World Health Organization, 2.8 million people die each year as a result of being overweight or obese. In 2013, 42 million of the world's preschool children were found to be overweight. Globally, 44% of diabetes and 23% of ischemic heart disease and up to 41% of certain cancers are attributed to obesity. In 2013, there were 82 million, people suffering with diabetes, and by 2016, the figure had increased to 400 million. There's no doubt that the world is in a grip of diabetes epidemic, with the number of people suffering from a condition from the condition predicted to increase to almost 600 million by 2035, unless we change our lifestyle, change our habits, and what we eat. It's not just here in the United States. It's not Western culture. It's across the globe. It's everywhere. So it's really scary facts. In the UK alone, there are more than 3 million people living with diabetes. So, the facts of sugary drinks. John from IBIS World Industry Report said in 2013 the average American drank just over 38 gallons of soda a year, which is about 8 12-ounce cans a week. The numbers are just astonishing. Andrea Chaluka and Brownwell also said in 2011 beverage companies produced enough sugar drinks, sodas, fruit juices, sports drinks, sweetened teas and coffees, and energy drinks to provide average of 45 gallons per American, or slightly more than 9 12-ounce cans a week. The U.S. Department of Agriculture and U.S. Department of Health Human Services stated that sugar drinks were the single largest source of calories from added sugar in the American diet in 2010, providing an average of about 5% of total calories per person. Sugar drinks accounted for 39% of all added sugars in the American diet in 2010. All right, so sugar drinks are also, as I observe and as I know, a big part of teen lives. And so also has affected teen lives. Again, the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services suggest soda, energy drinks, sports drinks are a top source of calories in children's and teens' diets, which account for 118 calories a day. Another study said 2 to 18-year-olds, sugar drinks account for 60% of total daily calories from added sugar. 2015, another study suggested 20% of high school students drank soda 1 or more times per day, 13% of students drank 2 or more, and 7% drank 3 or more. In 2010, youth consumed an average of 155 calories from sugar-sweetened beverages, amounting to 8% of their daily calorie intake. So, also, 2008, 5% of children, 16% of adolescents, and 20% of young adults consume more than 500 calories a day from sugar drinks. That equal to more than 3 12-ounce cans. So, really, how much is too much? A typical 12-ounce can of regular cola contains nearly 9 teaspoons of added sugars. A 20-ounce bottle contains 15.5 teaspoons of sugar. The American Heart Association recommends daily intake of 6 teaspoons of added sugar for women and 9 teaspoons for men. For a 2,000 calorie diet, the 2015-2020 dietary guidelines recommend Americans consume no more than 50 grams or about 12 teaspoons of added sugar per day. So, in 2008, teenage boys consumed an average of 273 calories a day from sugary drinks. The numbers are unreal. That's nearly twice the American Heart Association's recommended consumption of added sugars from all sources. So, to answer my student's question, which I didn't, I just stated the facts. I gave her the information, and I allowed her to come up with her own ideas and opinions from the facts that were provided. So, whether or not 2 sodas a day will increase her weight, that is something for her to decide based on the information that is provided for her and the research.